the Phillies are outmatched tonight. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Hats Up Media. Cheering cap in tonight's game into the 50 Phillies and the New York Mets as the Phillies lose 1-0 to the Mets as they drop the second game of this three-game series as they still hope to win the series tomorrow at 1:40. And guys, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So we certainly were outmatched tonight. I mean, only collecting 3 hits in this ball game. We had something cooking there in the top of the ninth inning off of Edwin Diaz, the best closer in baseball this year. I'd say, 100%. As we only collected 2 hits off of Jake DeGrom in 6 innings as he struck out 10 tonight. He was absolutely disgusting. 101 miles an hour on his fastball, 94 on the slider, and that guy is just unhittable. He's untouchable. So I didn't really expect a win going into tonight's ball game. I said that earlier. So I just thought we'd win 1 out of 3. I didn't even think we were going to win last night. I mean, I thought tomorrow would be the game that we win. I still think we will win tomorrow. I did not think we would win tonight. I'm really not all that surprised. But we could have won. I'm not going to say easily won this game, but I definitely think we could have won this game. 100%. We certainly had our opportunities. Nick Castellanos in a big spot, second and third. 2 out, and he does nothing. Right? He goes down and strikes. Yes, I understand it's very tough to hit off of Edwin Diaz. This is a guy that had an MVP season last year with the Cincinnati Reds. I just really wish that we'd see that MVP production on a consistent basis, which you really haven't had this year. So I'm a little bit frustrated. I mean, Aaron Nola just what a dominant start tonight. Giving the Phillies bullpen a night off. That is one positive you could take. I mean, we certainly were working the Mets bullpen, getting Edwin Diaz up, really racking up his pitch count. Near 30 pitches tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So he's definitely not going to be available tomorrow. So that's one good thing. So no Edwin Diaz tomorrow. So that's one good you could take out of that, right? We always got to look at some good in everything, right? We always got to take a positive. Aaron Nola giving the Phillies bullpen a night off as he undeservingly gets smacked with a loss tonight. He was incredible. The curveball was on tonight, right? I mean, he was just absolutely on fire. 8 strikeouts as well. One heck of a start from Aaron Nola, 3.07 ERA now. We'll get into that a little bit later, but it's a shame that this offense just didn't do its job, right? I mean, it wasn't like Jake DeGrom threw a complete game, right? I mean, it's not like that at all. I mean, we have Seth Lugo coming in. Of course, we did nothing off of him. Trevor May, a guy that really has been struggling so far this season. 6.57 ERA. In 12 games, as I understand, it hasn't been a lot of games, but still. We had something cooking off of Edwin Diaz. I thought we maybe had a chance. First I thought we had no chance, and the Phillies gave me false hope, and we certainly were putting up a little bit of a fight there. But of course, Nick Castellanos doing his usual self. Big spot, and he's hiding, right? He doesn't come through. As we get the scoring summary here in the bottom of the first inning, the only scoring in the ball game, Pete Alonso singles on the line drive the other way to right field. Starting by Tate comes around to score as it's now 1-0 New York. So Pete Alonso, a guy that just loves to drive and runs. This man is an RBI machine. So poor Bear Pete, one of the best players in all baseball this year. Certainly an underrated player, a guy you really don't hear enough about. I'd say you hear a good amount about him, but I think you probably should hear more about Pete Alonso, especially an MVP candidate this year, no question. So the Mets, now lead at 1-0. They would go on to win by that score. So the Phillies get shut out tonight, but this has still been fun 2 nights of baseball to watch. I understand it's not been very high scoring, but the Phillies have shown that they can hang with this Mets team. I'm not really that angry about tonight's loss. I mean, certainly I'm not happy about it, but I'm not really that angry. I mean, we're going against the best pitcher in baseball when he's healthy. We were just mowed down. I think we were still kind of intimidated even after he left the ball game. This offense has had a rough night. It just did. And honestly, our offense really hasn't looked that great, since Wednesday night. I saw that comeback against Sandy Alcantara. Later in the ball game. Who knows if we wouldn't have done that. I definitely think we're due for an offensive showing tomorrow off of Chris Bassett. It's certainly not going to be easy. Any game going against this Met team is certainly not going to be easy. I definitely think we're going to have an easier go of it tomorrow, especially with the AZAC. We are taking the hill. Honestly, we got a stellar pitching performance today from Aaron Nola, and we still lost. So we need this offense to show up. And as I talked about, it's not like Jacob deGrom 8 innings, through a complete game. No, it wasn't like that at all. Only went 6 innings because there's, Showalter's still trying to, gear him back a little bit. He's not just going to let him go to distance. And we did nothing off of Seth Lugo, nothing off of Trevor May, and honestly, I didn't really expect us to do much off of Edwin Diaz. I mean, come on, how in the world do you not get anything really cooking off of Seth Lugo or especially Trevor May? Bryson Stott collects one knock at leadoff spot as he got the start there and played short tonight. So another knock for Bryson Stott, man. Just keep it up. And Rhys Hoskins, one knock tonight as well off of Jacob deGrom, one walk as well, a 249 average for Rhys. He continues to get on base at a very, very good amount. Guys, just always consistently gotten on base. I don't expect that to die down at all. Outbone erupted his performance tonight as well, as he flew out to right field there in the time of that thing off of Edwin Diaz. JT Muto, not really there, right? I mean, that was a big walk off of Edwin Diaz near the 3-2 count he was battling, but he also goes hitless tonight as well. So JT Muto certainly cooling off a little bit. I'm not really going to lose too much faith in this guy, of course. A 261 average for him. Nick Castellanos, one knock tonight, goes down strikes 3 times. He was the final victim of the ball game. Second and third, 2 out. He goes down swinging. He was just really reaching too. I mean, he just was swinging pitches outside of the strike zone. Trying to. I don't know. It just. He just did not look comfortable there in that at-bat in the top of the 9th inning. Derek Hall DHs tonight, of course, as he usually does, and he went hitless, unfortunately. And Brandon Marsh goes down and strikes 3 times. So this man continues to do nothing at the plate. I'm just getting tired of it. Nick Maton gets a start and rare his performance, right? I mean, this is a man that definitely has been very productive during his playing time this year, and unfortunately he just didn't do anything, and he was put in because of his success off of Jacob deGrom last year, last June. If y'all remember, he actually did pretty well against Jacob deGrom. Unfortunately, he didn't do that today. Blind squirrel finding a nut every once in a while. No disrespect to Nick Maton, but it's very hard for anybody to hit off of Jacob deGrom. Matt Vierling, his performance tonight as well. Josh Schwarber came off the bench and flew out to center field, out to Brandon Nimmo, and that was very disappointing. So Garrett Stubbs out playing left field. Since Kyle Schwarber, they didn't want to put him out there. So hopefully he's in the lineup tomorrow. I mean, I got to think he will be off of the right-hander Chris Bassett. So I got to believe that Kyle Schwarber will be in the lineup tomorrow. So go take a look at Aaron Nola. Start 8 innings, 4 hits, 1 run was earned, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. A 3.07 ERA for Aaron Nola. So his stuff is certainly working tonight. So he's just a machine. He really is. I mean, you saw he was just out there working his butt off. 8-9 on the year now as he unfortunately gets smacked undeservingly with the loss. I understand some people are going to get mad at him just because he allowed one run. How in the world could you be mad at this guy? I mean, he went out there and worked his tail off, and he gets absolutely no run support whatsoever, but yet you're going to blame him for this. He's the last guy I think of. He's the last guy I think of. You know what I think of when I think of this loss? I think about Nick Castellanos not coming up big for us. I think about, not being a hit off of Trevor May. And Marsh, I mean, you knew this when you acquired him. He wasn't going to be a good, offensive player, and that's really, proven to be true, right? I mean, he has just done nothing at the plate. So that's, just very frustrating. Essentially, we're in these really important games. Game 113 tonight against the New York Mets. And you're not getting any production out of him. Unfortunately, that would be your finals. And we're out hit just by 1. Had 4 hits, we only had 3. So 140, the first pitch tomorrow was at clear 11-5 with a 2.63 ERA going against Chris Bassett, 9-7 with a 3.39 ERA. So I do think we'll win tomorrow, but this offense needs to wake up. We're due for an offensive showing. It hasn't been a little while now, so we're certainly due for an offensive showing. So imagine if we win this series. I just was going to be happy if we just won 1 game. Now we still have a very good chance at winning the series tomorrow. Imagine if we swept the Reds, man. I mean, that would just be incredible. So the Phillies are 63-50. They're still in a very good position. If you could take a look at the scores around baseball as the Atlanta Braves sweep the doubleheader over the Miami Marlins, win 1 game 5-2, and then they win another one 6-2. Not really that surprising. And the Washington Nationals defeat Juan Soto and the San Diego Padres. Thank you, Nationals. Wow. How about that? Fernando Tatis Jr., I mean, what a disappointment he is. Getting suspended 80 games, for testing positive. for performance-enhancing drugs. He should be ashamed of himself, and he's coming off of an injury, and the Padres really need him, and here he is doing this shenanigans off the field. Cheaters. Once a cheater, always a cheater. And this is a guy that probably will, is going to be a future Hall of Famer. But I mean, you're damaged goods once you do that kind of stuff, man. Once you get labeled, as a cheater, it's very hard to lose that reputation. I certainly won't forget that. I'm sorry. I mean, I understand we all deserve second chances, but I mean, that's really going to be damaging to his legacy. A guy that was very, well liked and respected around Major League Baseball, is viewed as a very controversial player. Now people have reason to really dislike him, and rightfully so. I can't stand people that cheat. I don't like it at all. So Fernando Tatis Jr., I mean, not even having one at-bat for the San Diego Padres this season, they still have 12 years left on that contract. Ouch. A massive extension. Some people are going crazy about that, but you got to think. I still think he's going to be very productive when he comes back. It's not really anything to worry about too much, but it's just really going to hurt his legacy as a player. Yet the Padres still do have Manny Machado, of course, Juan Soto, and Josh Bell. I think they're going to be fine. I mean, I do. I mean, I still think they're probably going to make the playoffs, but I do believe that they're a little bit overrated. So the Nationals come back, right? They were down 3-0 at one point, and they come back and win. How about the Los Angeles Dodgers? 12 straight wins as they blow out the Royals today by a final score of 13-3. Those Dodgers are certainly playing good baseball, and the Brewers defeat the Cardinals. Not what we wanted to see, because we just wanted the better team to keep winning. That is the St. Louis Cardinals as of right now. So unfortunately, the Brewers do come away with the win, 61-51 on the year. So currently in the wild card standings, the Phillies are only a half a game up. So luckily, thankfully, the San Diego Padres did lose tonight, as I talked about. So they are 64-52, and we are 63-50. And the Milwaukee Brewers 1 game back from that third wild card spot. So we still got a long way to go here. Think about it. If we just played 500 ball the rest of the way, we're going to make the playoffs. We're dying for playoff baseball. First time since 2011. I do think it will happen. I said that in 2020, and I was wrong, but this is a little different here. I mean, this is a much different team than 2020. World's different. Much better bullpen, night and day. When this offense is healthy, it's a much more consistent offense. So this is a totally different team than it was 2 years ago in the shortened season. So I got to believe, I do think we're going to make it the playoffs. And how about the reaction, right? This little friendly troll. I mean, I thought I was watching Game 7 of the World Series. You guys understand it's a little playoff atmosphere there. A little rivalry between the Phillies and the Mets. I'd say a little rivalry, a huge rivalry. But how about the Met fans getting their phones and recording? I mean, that was a little over the top, I thought. I mean, my dad said, I think the Philly fans would do that too. I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, certainly they'd be standing up and clapping and, yelling and cheering. But, I mean, taking out your phone, acting like it's I that's just, I thought that was a little over the top. But just a little friendly troll there. I mean, Stan, good game, right? I mean, good game. That was a very hard-fought win for the New York Mets. So I give them a lot of credit for that. I mean, this is certainly a team that can certainly dominate on the hill, right? I mean, they certainly got a lot of weapons, in the bullpen. I mean, clear in the star rotation. Jacob deGrom's an absolute horse. He's an absolute horse. This man is a legend. He is a legend, and the fact that the Mets were able to still be so good without Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer just shows what a kind of team they are, right? And now they are back, and they're still, dominating even more than they were before. They've overtaken the Yankees for the best record in New York, and I still do believe that the Mets are the better team over the Yankees. I like their starting rotation better. I think it has more depth, and honestly, I like their offense better too. I feel more confidence in the Mets than I do the Yankees. I mean, not as much before. But just kind of seeing things, through a different set of eyes. And you got Josh Donaldson's your everyday third baseman, the washed up Josh Donaldson, to pick fights with people. Of course, I still love what Aaron Judge is doing, 46 home runs, 100 RBI. But I do like the Met team better from an objective standpoint than I do the Yankee team. I just do. Of course, I would much rather see the Yankees succeed than I would the Mets for obvious reasons. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please share, get your bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media, link in the description section at Phillies Media, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at Media. Card text 267-225-3392. Email me philliesmedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks so much for watching. 140 the first pitch tomorrow. Bassett, we are bounce back. Let's get a series win. I mean, and if we don't, we still took 1 out of 3 against one of the best teams in baseball. So I'll still be okay with that. So guys, thanks for watching. I'm looking out to talk to you. Let's go, Phil. See you guys.